From Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 6 starts right now.
Horror and outrage tonight following those terrorist attacks in Brussels that have left at least 30 people dead.
Tonight, an international manhunt for the man on the right side of your screen. They believe he is a terrorist who survived the attack.
And here in Chicago, security ramped up at airports as well as rail stations. Good evening, everyone. The death toll from the terror attacks in Brussels now stands at 31. At least 200 people have been injured.
So the attack started around 8 a.m. Brussels time. It was 1 a.m. here in Chicago. The terrorists set off explosives at Brussels airport and at a busy subway station.
Tonight, we have a series of reports on the Brussels terror attacks and the security response in Chicago. We begin with Eyewitness News reporter Ben Bradley. He has the latest on developments from Brussels.
Kathy and Rob, ISIS is claiming responsibility for the blasts in Brussels, and tonight it could have been worse. Officials found an unexploded bomb at the airport, and they think one of the terrorists got away.
An airport in shambles, customers cowering behind ticket counters, passengers racing for the doors.
After the second explosion, so many people panicked, so many people cried.
The twin blasts at the airport happened during the morning rush. 10 people were killed there. An hour later, another explosion inside a busy subway station, killing 21 more. Americans are among the injured. They include a member of the military and 5 of that service members' relatives. Also, 3 Mormon missionaries.
Our embassy in Brussels continues to make every effort to account for the welfare of U.S. citizens in the city, including all government personnel. That work is ongoing.
Authorities say this surveillance image shows 2 of the terrorists who blew themselves up at the airport. The third man, the guy in the hat, is alive. Police are hunting him.
And authorities in Belgium say ongoing raids still happening at this hour have uncovered evidence of another possible plot. They say they found an explosive device packed with nails as well as an Islamic State flag. Back to you in the studio, Rob.
Okay, Ben, more security was added today at Chicago's airports and rail stations and other possible targets, but authorities said there are no known threats here at this time. We have live reports on security around the city and at the airports. We'll start with Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Gallardo. She's live at O'Hare with a look at security there tonight. Michelle?
Rob, no credible threat to Chicago. That is the message that is being repeated today, even as security is being increased at the city's airports. It is, say authorities, all out of an abundance of caution. Bomb-sniffing dogs, increased foot patrols everywhere around O'Hare Airport today. There are signs of a stepped-up police presence, all in reaction to today's terrorist attacks in Brussels.
We do get regular updates from the Department of Homeland Security National Operations Center, and they provide whatever intelligence and alerts that they have, and they do so on an ongoing basis.
And while there is no credible threat here, the Chicago Police Department admits to adding both uniformed and plainclothes officers to the airports. Homeland Security is also ramping up its efforts, and not just in ways that are visible, saying that there are also a number of other security measures we are taking that are not suitable for public disclosure.
I'm not apprehensive, though. I don't like to make myself nervous.
For most travelers going through O'Hare today, the attacks in Belgium are disconcerting, but not cause for personal concern, either here at home or abroad.
It doesn't concern me that much because I trust in the European Union and I still trust in the government and the democracy.
Clearly it's a horrible story, but it doesn't change my feelings about getting on a plane. I think we've got good security practices.
United Airlines operates nonstop service to Brussels. Today, they canceled all flights from Washington, D.C. and Newark. The status of tomorrow's flight from Chicago is still not known. The airline, along with American, is offering passengers who are ticketed to go to Europe the opportunity to change or cancel their travel to certain cities over the next week or 2. Live at O'Hare Airport, I'm Michelle Gallardo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, Michelle, thank you. We're going to turn now to Eyewitness News reporter Karen Jordan. She is at Union Station tonight with a look at response for rail security in Chicago. Karen.
Well, here in Chicago, there is heightened alert here, heightened security presence at Union Station and other transportation areas. Commuters are encouraged, though, to keep up with their daily routines, but also to remain vigilant. The attacks in Brussels were carried out in the airport and metro station, places that were targeted, according to Arnett Heinz of security risk management firm Hillard Heinz, because they're areas of mass gatherings. Heinz says instead of avoiding high traffic areas out of fear of terrorism, continue with your plans, but always be aware of your surroundings.
If you see behavior that is concerning, you've got to say something. So that's the vigilance that all of us need to live day in and day out.
Although city officials say there is no current intelligence indicating a threat to Chicago, Chicago police said there would be a stepped-up presence at transportation sites. Security was ramped up on the rails, and Metra, CTA, and Amtrak all advised their passengers that if they see something, say something.
If you're nervous all the time, you can't live your life, and then, quote-unquote, the terrorists win.
Now, Chicago police did dispatch extra K-9 units and plainclothes officers to transportations around the area. They're also collaborating with federal and state authorities to help better protect people here in the city. Live in the West Loop, Karen Jordan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
Okay, Karen, thank you. Tonight, Chicago's Muslim community is condemning the attacks. The head of the group CAIR says his heart and prayers go out to the people of Belgium. He also voiced concern over the political fallout from these attacks. Our team coverage continues with Eyewitness News reporter Eric Hong. He's live now with more. Eric?
Rob, the Council on American Islamic Relations is speaking out today, not just about the tragedy in Brussels, but also about the statements of at least one presidential candidate.
In the wake of the Brussels attack, outrage and condemnation.
Even the mere question, do Muslims condemn this, to me is an affront to our humanity. It goes without saying. If you look at Facebook, Muslims are only talking about this. They're angry, they're upset.
Today, the Council on American Islamic Relations warned against stigmatizing Muslims, saying those behind the Brussels attack should not be considered religious terrorists.
Muslims have been killed by ISIS and al-Qaeda a lot more in number than anybody else of any other faith. Even if they were to warp the religious text, which they do, you always have to have the ingredient of political radicalization.
But that view isn't shared by some vying for the presidency.
This is a war with radical Islamic terrorism. ISIS has declared jihad on Europe and on the United States of America.
Senator
CAIR says in the wake of the Paris and San Bernardino attacks, it saw an uptick in the number of complaints about anti-Muslim harassment and hate mail. The group is bracing for similar reports in the coming days. Live downtown, Eric Hong, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Eric. After our newscast at 6:30, a special edition of World News on the terror attacks in Brussels. We'll have the latest again tonight on Eyewitness News at 10. You can always get updates anytime on our website, abc7chicago.com.